Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, this story happened about a month ago. I'm just now seeing it, but I wanted to speak on it because I thought it was very interesting, the video that was shown. Now, this story I want to talk to you about, it's a still picture fixed up here. It's about 8 people, 8 gunmen that ran up to a 7-Eleven parking lot and ambushed a cigarette truck. Now, like I said, this happened in Oakland, California. Shout out Oakland. And it's amazing to me how many people can come together to do some type of crime in broad daylight where they can't come together and do something positive moving forward to the future for all of them to benefit and other people around them. I'm going to show you this video. Let me come back and talk about this because, this right here is just stupid. Just look at look at all of the hysteria and just, I'm going to say something this reminds me of when I come back, and I'm going to see if you guys agree or not. Take a look.
Following today, a brazen robbery in broad daylight in Oakland's Grand Lake neighborhood, caught on video. Witnesses tell us 8 gunmen robbed a cigarette delivery truck near a busy intersection. Happened in a 7-Eleven parking lot at the corner of Grand Avenue and Mandana Boulevard. An eyewitness there tells reporter Don Lynn exactly what happened.
The robbery happened right here. Witnesses believe it was an ambush since the robbers knew what to go after and who to go after. Multiple masked men pointed guns at the security guard. The armed guard was their first target. The robbers took his gun and later tossed away his taser. Once they had the guard on the ground, the robbers went into the delivery truck to take large containers of cigarettes.
It was scary. It's scary, and it is scary for the customers.
Store owner Rajan Gary witnessed the robbery from inside his 7-Eleven store. He had about 5 customers. You can see in the surveillance video, he closed the front door to protect themselves.
Everybody saw it. It was on a broad daylight, so everybody was taking pictures from the neighborhood.
Rajan says there was nothing anyone could do. There were 8 men with guns, some with extended magazines. Witnesses at a gas station and inside restaurants across from Grand Avenue tell me they were in shock. Some of them called 911. Could it be an inside job?
I have no idea how do they track it, but I think they have people going around. They recognize the truck.
It happened Saturday at around 5 p.m. Since it's not their first robbery, a security guard accompanied a delivery driver to drop off cigarettes to the 7-Eleven store.
Cigarettes is high value, and they can easily, I think, sell on the streets.
Rajan says their most expensive merchandise is cigarette. Each carton sells for over $100. In fact, robbers have repeatedly robbed convenience stores in Oakland, specifically for cigarettes. This is surveillance footage taken from a different 7-Eleven back in September, where gunmen took money and cigarettes. In August, thieves used a stolen Jeep to rip out the storefront of a cigarette store in Oakland's Little Saigon. Oakland police have so far responded to close to 3,300 robberies. They say that's a 35% increase compared to last year.
We have not seen any significant steps taken by the city to prevent these things.
The robbery took about 90 seconds. Rajan believed the delivery driver lost tens of thousands of dollars worth of cigarettes. The security guard's handgun is still missing. The assumption is the robbers still have it. So far, no arrests in this robbery.
The 7-Eleven store owner says the delivery driver works for Core-Mark, the supplier for many convenience stores in the Bay Area. We tried to contact them.
Guys, that's the video. And it was a bunch of confusion. Now, you got 8 people out there. You could see they was disorganized. And these type of situations remind me of how a long time ago, when you watch the stuff on History Channel or in movies, when the Vikings or the barbarians would come and the crowd would run and people would lock up the doors and stuff like that. and anybody out there was just a victim. Did you see the one dude in the white sweatsuit just run down the street, just turn the corner, broad daylight? You got masks on and all that stuff with guns out. Whole bunch of witnesses. You want to contain that to one area. You got people jumping around. And that's the part that's scary when these people had these guns out. They bumping into each other. The gun can go off at any time. They putting the gun all upon you, up to your skin. That's not a good feeling, man. It's crazy. It's like no lack of order. Even when they try to come together and do something devious, it's just out of whack. A lot of people don't know cigarettes are federally taxed. You know what I'm saying? They got a federal seal on them. That's like robbing a bank almost. That's a federal charge. They run up in there. First of all, if you're doing a robbery or something like that, like they robbing a stagecoach or something, like as cowboys are taking a bunch of cartons of gold or something, which cigarettes are expensive and they can make a lucrative amount of money. It can be quite lucrative for them, you know, selling that in the hood. But you only had two people look like they was running in and out the thing. If the aim was to rob the stuff, if you subdued the guard, you should have had more people over there running and getting the cigarettes. People, somebody's listen, when you out there doing these crimes, it's a whole bunch of you. What does that mean? A whole bunch of co-defendants. All you gotta do is catch one. Then all of y'all caught up because somebody gonna tell. The way they doing this right now, but the way these criminals are just doing this at an alarming rate, as people are thinking they're getting smarter and more brazen, guess who else is getting smarter and understanding and studying this? The police. Everybody going to jail and talk about, you know, they're going to do the crime. They never think about the after effect. What if you're the only one that get caught? And you sitting in jail and they charging that whole thing on you. Then the pressure all of a sudden on you. And they paid to do crime by yourself. If you did do crime by yourself, I mean, nobody should be doing crime. But it's just crazy how all of these groups of people are just coming together to do stupid stuff when they can't put their heads together and do something positive for themselves as a group. There was 8 men there, 8 young men. You know, they say 2 heads is better than one. So it's 8. You mean to tell me out of these 8 people, they can't sit down and collectively say, hey, man, we don't like the way our lives is going. Let's do some suggestions of where we can start a business together and do something. Or nobody thinks like that. Never do. It's so easy to run out here and take something and risk your life and your freedom. It's like we run right to the plantation every time. Can't wait. They stole cigarettes. That's worth you going to jail for a long time. What if that gun went off and shot that guard? Now, another thing is they said he was a security guard, but he had a sheriff thing on his back where it said sheriff. If y'all guys would go back and look, it didn't say security, it said sheriff. I thought it said sheriff. I might have to go back and look again. But I'm like, yo, the way they ran up on him, he put his hands up, they took his gun and his taser. Now, it ain't no time to be no hero because they already had the drop on you with the weapon. By the time you drew, you could have got hurt. So a lot of people might be like, yo, he should have. Nah. They came from all different angles, man. He was at the mercy. But he was traveling with the guy. He got out, did what he had to do, stand by the door, make sure nobody robs him as he's coming off with the product. The door of the truck wasn't even up. Because at first when I seen that, I was like, man, the security guard ain't doing it. And then I went back and looked again. I was like, he ain't had no choice. But yeah, I think that was a sheriff that was, paid to go with him. But just robbing a sheriff, you took a security guard with the security guard or a police officer's gun. It's the same thing. You took a gun off a licensed person that's supposed to be security. You know where that gun will wind up? In the street somewhere. They took the taser and everything else. It's just crazy. It's like we can, it's so easy to do wrong and do just dirt that it gets you either killed or locked up when you can't put your heads together and do something common. That's something to think about, man. This is upsetting. Now, yeah, this is a month ago. I don't know if it's an update with this story or something, but if they catch one, they're going to most likely catch all. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's like peer pressure is at an all-time high. And really, nowadays, you ain't got to peer pressure somebody to do something. It's so many young people out here that's just willing to do it, just to say they're a part of something. How did it ever come to this? I'll see you in the next video. Take care.